Fix the tracking. It's Monday, Monkey Bike Monday. Welcome back, episode 3. If you missed it, last week we talked about trailers, sidecars. We're doing great. 3 for 3, guys. This is awesome. Today we're talking about something super important. It's the colors for the 2026 Honda Monkeys, and Honda's doing what it can to push the envelope with all of the awesome new updates to the Honda Monkey Bike, including absolutely nothing. Nothing. They changed the color of the paint. So the colors were released on the UK Honda website, and so I'm in the USA, so I don't know if all these colors are coming over here, but I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the new colors and reflect back on some of the original colors over the years. So there's all 3 lined up. Even though nothing's really changed with the Honda Monkey Bikes, the colors do have some interesting names. So right now we're looking at Night Silver Metallic and Millennium Red. This would be Pearl Himalaya White and Banana Yellow, and Matte Gunpowder Black Metallic. This is all from the media kit, and it's interesting that they use that yellow plaid because the seat's not yellow, the seat's just the gray and white, so that's weird. But there's your different colors you got right there. The matte finish on this black bike is pretty interesting. Because this stuff has just been released pretty recently, it's hard to find any videos of the bikes themselves, so I want to see what those color schemes look like, and I found a video for you, so let's check it out. This is from Cub House over in Thailand. And I don't know if it's a cafe or if it's an actual Honda business. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's called Cub House. I'll put links to it in the description. They have all the latest stuff, including a lot of really cool custom stuff. But we can check out the paint schemes, specifically this flat matte finish of the black bike. I'm going to pause it right here. So that's pretty cool. It almost looks like if you just plasti dipped your tank, would it look like that? I don't know. That's interesting. But we can see here, everything's very monkey. It's a 2025 seat for sure. And I'm curious, I hope we do get the black paint scheme over here in the USA. I'm personally not a big fan of the super plain gas tanks, but that's just a preference. And I'll share a little bit more of my opinions when we get into the history of some of these older paint schemes, just because I'm comparing it in my mind to some of the older ones. So if we're going to go back to 2018, we might as well go all the way back to 1969, because this is the Honda Monkey Bike that inspired the Honda Monkey 125. This is the Z50. You can see that yellow and looks like silver paint scheme. Of course, it was the inspiration for this, right? Yeah. Little teeny mini bike, and now it's a 125. So 2018, we got Banana Yellow and Ross White. We got Nebula Red and Ross White. And I think some markets got a black and white in 2018. I'm not sure though, but in the USA market, this is what we got. So if we're going to go back to 2018, we got to check out the video that they came out with. So they call this event Isle of the Monkey. It was in Santa Catalina, 2019 Honda Monkey Media Ride event. It's fun to watch this video with all the people just hanging out, having fun. I know the Groms had been out for a few years, and so the 125cc bikes were around, but this style of bike, the Honda Monkey style, is just such a fun looking bike. And it's cool to see all these guys having fun. I know this was like a press kit media package thing, but I kind of want to track down some of these articles to see what some of the people have talked about first experiencing this bike, because it is such a comfortable bike. Guys, if you don't have a Honda Monkey Bike and you're just watching these episodes for fun, everyone talks about how comfortable the seat is, but the bike itself is just comfortable. For as small as it is, sitting on it, it feels like a comfortable big bike, even though it's a tiny little bike. Also, I want to stop the video real quick. I never saw one of these up close. I didn't realize that's like a metallic flake in that red. That's pretty slick. And like I said, the links will be in the description for that video and all the other videos if you want to watch them in high res, uninterrupted. And then over to 2019, not much changed. Yellow and white again, and red and white. And then by 2020, the same color scheme. But we got blue glitter. This is the Pearl Glitter Blue and Ross White, which is such a cool looking color. This is pretty nice, I think. And then we got, what is it called officially? The Nebula Red and Ross White. And then this would be the black and white, which is just a shiny, pearl shiny black white. 2021, we still have the two-tone split halfway down the tank, which is a really cool design, I think. Now, this is where in 2022, they did make some actual changes. This is where we got the 5-speed and the oil filter in the Honda Monkey Bike. Up until then, it was just an oil spinner with a little screen and 4 gears. I don't know if 2021 or 2022 is when they did that 5-speed changeover. I think it was 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this black and gray two-tone is such a cool look. I really like this one. In fact, I tried to track down this gas tank because I thought about maybe swapping mine out and putting this on, but these tanks are like $400, so I'm like, it's not really that important to me. And now we enter 2023, and this is where the gas tank really changes its style. This is a two-tone with like a panel design. I guess technically it's a 3-tone, but you get the idea. It's got a white panel on the side with like a metallic gray. And in fact, let me go back here. Oh yeah, and this is also where the seat changes as well. This is where we get that like flannel pattern, but we have yellow, red, and black, and this is the color scheme I have, and we're into 2024. So I realize 2023 only gave us 2 colors as far as I know in the USA market, and then we're into 2024 and we get the black frame and red frame, and that's 2024. Now we're into the 2024 year, and this is where it gets kind of interesting because over in Thailand, they start coming out with some customized colors. The Cub House place has all kinds of really cool events and stuff. I need to look up some more information about it because I'm still kind of confused. It seems like a cool place. I thought it looks like it's just like a bike cafe for all I know. Well, let's just look it up and find out what this place is all about. This one looks good.
Cub House by Honda. So this is a mix of a coffee house, fashion store, and creative space, showcasing 4 popular small-size Honda models: the Monkey, Super Cub, Hunter Cub, and Dax. So this is Honda's first model. Nickname is Bata Bata. Everything here was designed by Honda Design Studio in Thailand, not Japan, which make it even more special. This shop also has a pit room where these bikes are transformed into costume works of art. So creative, so inspirational.
Now we know a little bit more about what the Cub House is. They came out with some custom bikes in 2024 that I didn't even know about until just now. And some of those bikes would be the Star Wars monkey bikes. Are you familiar with these? There's 2 different styles, this one and then the Darth Vader style. So like I said, these aren't really official releases, but I thought this was a really cool collab, and the tanks are pretty cool. Like up close you can see, I'm pretty sure it's just an overlay of like carbon fiber, but the texture looks pretty cool. They spent some time doing it, and I'm not exactly sure what this event is. They have all kinds of cool stuff over there, but I thought I'd at least share it with you guys so you can also just kind of catch up with everything. So this was 2024 that these bikes came out. So these are from the Cub House, and these are limited edition, an actual Star Wars collab. Isn't that wild? But you choose your side. This might have just been a fun thing they did for some event, but either way, it's still pretty neat that they at least made like a limited run, and actually there's people riding around on Star Wars monkey bikes. That's kind of wild. There's the light side and the dark side. And these are just some videos I found on their website. They don't really have a website that I could find. It looks like it's just a Facebook page, so you can check that out. I'll put a link in the description. And there's the Star Wars bike. So technically 2024, these bikes were around. So that's the 2024 honorable mention, except there's another one that came out in 2024. So we have the light side, we have the dark side, and then we have the Z125R. Look how stinking cool this looks. And this is a throwback to the Z50 from back in the 80s. So I found a video on the website, and of course this is Cub House, and it's a cool looking bike. And just a seat cover, I don't know if it's an actual full seat or if it's just a cover, custom tank, and some sticker kit on the side there with the little yellow number tag. I think is kind of iconic. Most of these customizations or special editions are really just fairing changes. They don't change anything else with the bike itself. It's the same Honda Monkey bike as before. And I found some photos from the photo gallery, and sure enough, look at this. This is the bike we had in last week's episode, and it looks like, yeah, see the trailer right there? This is from the place, so that's cool. I like it. I think it looks awesome. And I kind of want it with like real big knobby tires, and like I would love to see someone just actually riding this thing, like off-roading it. It came with a custom helmet. I think it's still available. I don't know. Paint schemes like that. Looks pretty neat. Some close-ups of all this stuff. And I can't tell if it's like a matte red or if it's actually gloss. These pictures make it look matte, but I'm pretty sure maybe it is matte. I don't know. There it is, and I'll translate it for you. There you go. The legend returns again. The Z125R Special Edition. Legacy is back. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Now, I found online on WeBike, you can pick up a fairing cover. Now, this isn't a replacement gas tank. This is like fiberglass covering of some sort that you have to paint yourself. I think they put the stickers on just so you kind of see an idea of what you're getting. And then you can make your own Z125. And it looks like it's only going to cost you $508. Now, the only thing is I was looking at this. When you look at the pictures, look at that. They're putting it on the Star Wars bike. That's hilarious. Now, let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah, look right here. You see that? It's a covering, but doesn't look like it fits all the way. Like, it doesn't really fit, does it? I don't know. But I'll put a link to this if you're interested. You can convert your bike over. At least it's like a temporary conversion. Kind of neat. If you have a red frame. I have a cat. I have a black frame on my bike. I don't know if it really matter, but this is the red frame bike. So if you have a red frame bike, you could $500, you could make it a Z125R. So these aren't official releases, but 2024 brought us all the official colors plus these Cub House custom colors. And then 2025 came and we got the solid gas tank for the first time. Just all one color. This is called Millennium Red, and it's just a light neutral tank. I couldn't find an official color, like I mentioned. The official colors that are publicly known, but I couldn't find a concise list. So this is what we got. White and red is what I would say. In some markets, they got this like blue. I would call it like a teal blue or a light blue frame with the white gas tank. I don't think we got this in the United States. And then in 2025, there was a special edition. Are you familiar with this? The 60th anniversary special edition Honda monkey bike? Yeah. The Chrome Legacy 60th anniversary. Look how cool that looks. Only available in Thai Honda. They have this Chrome edition, which I think looks pretty cool. I mean, it would be super hard to keep clean. These are some photos of it. Same exact monkey bike, just a chrome gas tank and some chromed out sticker parts. And here's a little video I tracked down of the bike. I wish they had videos like this of every year of just every other color scheme. That'd be amazing. But because this is the 60th anniversary, it obviously makes sense. They wanted to have a cool video, and it's definitely premium. They're numbered limited edition bikes. They came with a helmet, and they have a throwback where they have the buttons in the seat. You can see them right there. Look right there. And sure enough, Thai mini motos I tracked down, you can buy the kit. It's not the full bike, it's just the kit. It's the gas tank, the seat with the buttons, a helmet, the little air covers, and the side cover. How much is it, you ask? Great question. 3,500 euro. Not for the whole bike, just for the chrome parts. 3,500 euro. So I don't know in USD what that would be. Not cheap. That's pretty expensive. And here's some pictures of the helmet. Pretty neat looking helmet. I like the interior there. It looks like leather. I don't know how they're working that out. I guess you get a specific size. So for 3,500, it could be yours. You could get a new gas tank, a new seat, and some side covers and a helmet. Worth it? Hey, 60th anniversary. I'll put a link to this if you want to check it out and find out more. So that was 2025, and now we're into 2026. And there's the colors. The matte black, probably the most unique. It's unfortunate that they didn't try anything different with the seat covers, but I'm not really sure exactly what Honda's trying to do with the Honda monkey bike, because this is just my opinion, but like we'll go from this back to the original. To me, this has some character, just unique and fun, where this is like, it might as well just be primer gray and you just custom paint it whatever color you want. All right, so you've had a chance to look at all the different versions over the years. And now we're into 2026, you saw the solid gas tank. I'm curious what you think of the solid gas tank, because me personally, I think it's kind of boring. Now, I know this is totally just superficial anyways, the color of the paint, like, what? The bikes are kind of a premium. They're priced a little higher than they should be, in my opinion, as well. So I kind of feel like I want to get a little bit something special. And the 2020 models, those earlier models, 2022, those were some cool gas tank colors and paint styles and stuff. So if we scroll through these really quickly, and you can just kind of see Just the progression of these colors and the different styles. I know there's not that much drastic change. It went from a straight line to an angled line to a little panel and then solid. But I mean, even in this Star Wars Special Edition, at least they put a line across the center. That would be something that'd be kind of interesting to actually do that for a style if it was like an official release, just a two-tone split straight across. So the yellow frame and the white, and I don't think this is actually white. This is 2026. It's like an off-white pearl white, but I do like the plain tank with the yellow frame if I had to choose one. It's just color. It doesn't really matter. I kind of wish they would have done some modifications or some new things to the bike. It would be kind of neat, but it might be kind of fun. I'm going to jump into my photo editor and let's just look at some of these colors. So if we go back, all right, we'll go back to 2020 and I'm going to bring up my photo editor and I think this will be fun to adjust this on the fly. So we're going to change the hue. Now let's look at just what options we could have had. Start right at the all far side. We'll go to teal. Look at this. So you tell me when to stop. It's like a candy apple. Green. That could be kind of neat. Orange. That's a color we actually got, which is red. I don't think pink would work for the mass audiences. Purple. That's like a dark blue. And then back to like a greenish teal color. So looking at these color as I scroll through this saturation, and I know it's not exactly how it would be because the front forks would probably be different color, but if I had to choose, I think it would be neat if we could get like a green, right? Like I think green could look kind of cool, personally. Orange could be interesting. Orange, even though orange isn't really a Honda color, it would be kind of cool. Even like this, I would almost call it like a rust. That could be kind of neat. All right, let's try a different era. Funny thing, I think I skipped over it, but they call this turmeric yellow, not banana yellow. There's a few years they actually have turmeric yellow. Okay, so I'm just gonna slide this little hue adjustment and we're gonna see what variations we can get. All right. I know there's not a ton of variety here. The interesting thing would be though, again with the green, see now let's see if we can bring this in. So let's just do this. Let's just pick this and see if I can adjust. We're gonna edit on the fly. The logo needs to be red, right? Reflectors. Oh, this one doesn't have reflectors underneath. I'm erasing underneath. Whoa, that'd be crazy. Red shocks. Let's see what the front forks look. Red? I don't know if red would be ideal. I'm just erasing this to see the one underneath. Let's do it. Let's adjust it again and see if we can get something to match those red forks up front. There's not much that's going to go with red, really. Probably not a good idea. Oof, it could start looking really bad quick. Now, actually, though, because Honda at one point used to do red, white, and blue, that'd be kind of crazy looking. Not great, not terrible. Maybe it'd be better if it was like red with blue forks, maybe. I thought it'd be kind of fun just to experiment with that a little bit. So that's kind of neat just to see what kind of options there could be out there. I mean, obviously, anyone can paint their bikes any colors they want. So as far as official releases, though, it looks like we're just going to get solid colors this year. And this is from the UK Media Newsroom. This is the 2026 Honda Monkey press release with all their information. And I want to go down to, yeah, there's the colors right there. Matte gunpowder black metallic, night silver metallic, and millennium red, pearl Himalaya white, and banana yellow. And then all the other stuff that is different ways they reword all the different things that they did not change. But they did go into a cool little like history thing. And as I mentioned, if you go over to the Cub House Facebook page, they have photos. And if you do a deep dive and really start scrolling back through their archives, that's where you'll start seeing stuff from over the years. And there's a lot of other cool paint schemes that people have done. I don't know if they're like official releases through them or if they're just like customer setups like that setup. Pretty cool looking. And that's at the Cub House Facebook page. I don't think they have a website, unfortunately. So this is where you get all their photos and video and media. So as I was doing my research for today's episode, I came across the Honda website, and they have this web page where they have all the different models from the years. I wish these were higher res photos, and the weird thing is this 1969, oh, actually, wait, I can go big. They don't even have a color photo in their own historical archive. Like, what? How is this not color? I don't get that. That's weird. You can see all the different models over the years, and I think it's pretty cool. It would be amazing if they had more pictures because I know there's different paint schemes from all these different versions. I forgot about the Honda 2017 anniversary edition for the 50th anniversary, and this is a 50cc bike. This thing's cool looking. And again, I don't think we ever got one here in the United States. That's probably why I never heard of it. But this, I think, is the iconic seat style. And I can see now looking at this why the 60th edition replicated that. Like that's pretty cool. Kind of neat that they have that web archive available, and I'll put links to that in the description as well. Pretty fun to kind of revisit the early days. It's only been a few years, but you can just see the progression through the years of the different paint schemes, and that's pretty much it. They went from 4-speed to 5-speed. That was the huge innovation. I thought it'd be cool to have a definitive video of paint styles and colors and models of bikes, but we're just hanging out. It's Monday. What did you expect, right? Monkey Bike Monday. Leave a comment. Let me know what paint scheme you like the best. And if there's anything else you want me to cover in future episodes, be sure to let me know. Thanks for watching. See you next Monday.